Hi, everybody. My name is Andrea of Makadrez.com. Today, I am sitting here with Grace
Odogbili.
Odogbili.
Yes.
I keep asking you over and over today.
It's
so
all
hard
right.
to
We
say.
got it. We got it done.
It's like a tongue tie saying it. That's why.
It is.
Odogbili.
Yeah. Good.
Odogbili.
Yeah.
It's still, I speak with my tongue.
Mm-hmm.
So literally, it feels like blah, blah, blah when I say it.
Hey, no one needs to know. It came out fine. It worked.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am great. I want to thank you, first of all, for coming here today to speak with me.
My pleasure.
So let us know, because you are a very interesting individual,
Okay.
basically. So let us know about the Heaven's Kitchen, because Heaven's Kitchen, Grace basically is the head PR. What would you say your title is?
I'm a lot of things at Heaven's Kitchen, but I like to say, one, I'm a partner. Two, I'm one of the chefs. And three, I would say, their branding partner. So I focus specifically in the areas of like brand development, marketing, partnerships, and just strategy.
So you wear many hats.
I wear many hats. Yes.
So for those of you who don't know what Heaven's Kitchen is is it a monthly subscription?
It's weekly.
A weekly subscription to have food delivered to your door.
Yes. It's
Food.
great.
Yes. And home cooked food. Do you make the food and deliver it, or is it more so as the recipes are dropped off?
So really what it is the recipes are dropped off. So we send you all the fresh ingredients, all pre-portioned, all the international spices, so you don't have to go to different markets to get different ingredients. We ship it all measured, fresh quality, perfectly packaged to your door in a refrigerated box, and it comes with a step-by-step full color recipe card, so you visually get to see each step, and we just try to make it as simple as possible to make delicious African food at home.
So it's African food, solely African food. Because when you look at the website, it does says Caribbean inspired food as well.
Yes. So interestingly enough, it is African inspired, but we also have to understand that a lot of the Caribbean food is also African inspired. So to kind of make it very like a clean kind of tagline or concept, we say African inspired, but we do have recipes that you may find. Really, you will find it in the Caribbean. You may find it in India, because obviously we use curries and things like that. So I honestly think it's really plain, simple, good food that has tons of flavor and a little hint of spice to keep you excited.
How did you start your partnership to meet the people of Heaven's Kitchen? How did you make that connection?
Yeah, so I didn't necessarily make the connection, but I was approached. So that's really great, actually. I had been in the catering world, culinary world, as a representative of African cuisine in New York City. So
So what is your specialty?
Well, I'm Nigerian American, but
Okay.
so literally, I don't know if you know about Server magazine, but it's one of my favorite food magazines.
Oh yes.
But they, I think it was 2016, they named me the ambassador of Pan-African cuisine in New York City. So I like to call I call it Pan-African inspired cuisine, because really what it is that when I went to culinary school and I started just getting into the food world, you know, they teach you like French techniques and more so like things that are done in a very European way.
Okay.
And I got while I was excited to learn the techniques, I was kind of bored with the recipes, because it's like, it doesn't have the flavor I'm really looking for here.
Oh, okay.
And so I started to look into my own culture and say like, hey, like this is a really great dish with really amazing flavors, but how come I never seen it in any restaurant or catering facility or anything like that? So I decided to really focus on the African diaspora cuisine. And from doing that, I started to see the intersected cultures, not even just on the continent, but like in Brazil and South America and the Caribbean and even here in America. So it became very exciting, but also a learning opportunity for me and the clients that I had. So segue from that, I guess I had a little bit of a public persona in representing the culture and cuisine. And really, I just got a DM in Facebook, really. So it was someone that was following me for some years, and her name also happened to be Grace. And she said, you know what, I really want to introduce you to this company that we are interested in launching. Can you come to a meeting? And it really just started off with a meeting. And I was like, oh yeah, this is great, because this is obviously the same marketing landscape where Plated is really big, and Blue Apron, and all these kind of like really great concept in kind of culinary e-commerce or meal prep e-commerce. And so we found that, one, it was a missing opportunity, or a great opportunity to focus on a very niche cuisine, and also this is the right time. It was a very like Wakanda Forever type Black Panther movement happening. We were like, yes, jump on it. So it kind of was just like a great synergy.
So how long has Heaven's Kitchen been around?
Recently, I started working on it it's a little bit over a year. And well, actually, what I would say is that we launched a year after I got involved with it. But the existing team, which was, fairly small, and but they were working on it about 8 months before I joined.
Okay.
So it's been in the works for quite some time.
What have been your most favorite dish that you have created so far for Heaven's Kitchen?
All right, that's a good one. I love jollof rice, and that's really one of the most popular, I would even say African dishes, but we can just narrow it down to West Africa and then further narrow it down to Nigerian, right?
Okay.
So it's like just every Nigerian is so proud of jollof rice. And so I made it's really good, but for the Milka company, we have to simplify it for the sake of the customer. So sometimes the technique that you grew up with, you can't narrow that down to 6 easy color photo steps. Right. So, but I'm really proud of the one that we made for this recipe kit, and it comes with this delicious kind of spicy broiled chicken with a slaw that matches it perfectly. So I'm really proud of that dish.
Amazing. What were you doing before you was working with Heaven's Kitchen? Because you did say you were a chef, featured in a popular cooking magazine.
Yeah.
So did you have your own company before then?
I did. And I would say I do. I have a catering company, and that's how they heard of my skill set, in particular African cuisine.
So you run both now? You have your catering company and you run Heaven's Kitchen at the same time simultaneously?
So I have my catering company, and I'm a partner in Heaven's Kitchen.
Wow. You're a busy lady.
I am a busy lady. And but it really has great synergy, and people still need events catered, so that works, and people still want to learn how to cook great food and really and honestly have it more convenient, because even within my catering company, I used to teach cooking classes.
Oh, okay.
And there's really no inexpensive way to teach a cooking class. So if they want to learn, let's say like 5 recipes, and it's a 5-hour or 4-hour class or whatever, you either rent the space, do this, do that, and then the customer has to end up paying a certain pretty penny. But what I love about this is that it makes learning to cook African food so much more accessible and affordable. And 100 people can learn the same recipe at the same time, because we already did the work on the front end, made it really simple, created a beautiful recipe card. They can keep it, and now that recipe is forever in their repertoire if they want to repeat it. And we just want to make it more convenient by sending them all the ingredients that they need and just making it as straightforward as possible. So that way people who are familiar with African cuisine are like, oh great, like I haven't had this in a while, but now it's easy for me. And people who are kind of tired of eating the same old things and are creative or adventurous eaters, they can really like learn to cook like more cultural, exciting food. So we find it to be a win-win for a varied amount of the population.
So I'm just curious now, how big is the customer base that you guys have reached so far?
We are growing.
Okay.
We are growing. So do you want exact numbers, or
you could
estimate
cities that you've touched so far and everything like that?
So right now we're primarily New York City based, but we have gotten amazing feedback from our current customers, and we actually also have a group of taste testers. So they have really encouraged us to keep the torch going, because we've gotten amazing feedback. And the thing that I would also say is that as a chef, we want to make sure that it's not it's okay if it's a challenge, because when you learn to cook any cuisine, it should be, and not extremely like just like, oh, first you put salt and pepper and you flip it on one side, flip it on the other side, because they want to learn. You know, this is almost like an educational thing for many people too. So we try to make sure that it's easy for them to follow along, but it's still exciting, that they really feel like they're being immersed in a whole new culture. So it's great.
Yes, because there are other seasonings out there other than salt and pepper.
Yes.
There are many other.
Many other. When I went to culinary school, I was the girl who asked that question. They were doing a demonstration. I raised my hand. I'm like, excuse me, why is it, when you say season, did you just mean the salt and pepper, or? And because I was so tired of hearing that, but it did also teach restraint and using fresh ingredients for seasoning. Because I do think, I have to say this, my African people, forgive me, but seasoning is not Maggi cubes or Knorr cubes or bouillon cubes. That, to me, that's not seasoning. That is, you know, that's kind of like, here, take that. And it's just kind of like, all right.
Yeah.
No, but it's not, I think it's really good for people to understand like the nuance of flavors.
But then again, most people, I'm sure African people and Caribbean people, they make their own seasoning. I'm pretty sure growing up, your mother, your grandmother always had that jar in the fridge. I know my family had that jar in the fridge.
Well, let me tell you, Haitian seasoning is a whole other thing. And I love it. I had these dinner parties, and I had a friend and guests who came, and she brought me this like huge jar.
Oh, just seasoning. Just take a little bit, throw it in there.
And that's a gem right there. But yeah, I mean, I love that about our cuisine. And so I think that many people, they just don't know. And then you can't be mad, they don't know.
Right.
Like there was this whole media thing with like someone saying, oh my God, how you have to wash your chicken? Do you remember that? It was like the whole wash.
I saw a video the other day.
Yeah.
And somebody was cooking, they didn't wash the chicken.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you not wash the chicken?
Right. But it's not even just like wash it. They don't wash the chicken and then they say, oh, sprinkle salt and pepper. And it's like, there's a lot of layers that
boil, lemon, vinegar, everything.
So we want to teach people that. We want to help the people out a little bit.
That's good. Because cleanliness and cleaning, and I said cleaning, cleanliness in your food, when you cook, it's a lot.
And not only that,
and you change the flavor of it too.
Yeah, so it's a win-win, and people just don't know. So,
like me personally, when I eat chicken and I know you didn't clean it, it always have this Mr. Clean taste to me. And people always look at me like, what are you talking about? I'm like, this tastes like Mr. Clean. Like, I'm like, whoever washed this did not wash this right.
Really?
They did not clean the chicken.
So Mr. Clean is like lemon.
You know that lemony when you use Mr. Clean, that pine salt.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it tastes like pine. Like the way when pine salt smells, it tastes like pine salt.
That sounds terrible.
Like, say you have like barbecue chicken, and like some restaurants you go to, barbecue chicken, and like, oh, they didn't clean this. It tastes like pine salt with barbecue chicken on it.
Oh.
And I don't even eat meat anymore.
Really?
Yes, I don't.
Okay.
It's been a year.
So just fish and vegetables and.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a pescatarian.
We have meals for you too. Don't worry.
But how much is the weekly subscription?
Yeah, so we have it very reasonable. We have different packages.
Okay.
The minimum package is 2 recipes a week.
Oh, nice.
So that is actually it's $11.50 per serving.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really reasonable. But it goes up to but it goes up to.
And when you say serving, is that more so you give the portion size for one person, or it's kind of like, so here you go, unless you figure out how much you want to distribute?
Yeah. So no, we measure it so each recipe kit is 2 servings. So and they're not like, I have to be honest and say it's not necessarily like American servings, because you know like they have that whole dietary thing where it's like, oh, have like a small fist of rice, and and we're not trying to make anyone overweight, but we just know that sometimes you need a little bit more than a small fist. So we try to give like a little bit extra than what the American.
We're not trying to make them hungry.
Yeah, we don't
want to. You bought it because you were hungry. Right. I don't want to make you hungry after you ate it.
Well, and honestly, like we've done a lot of market research about what people do like about the existing meal kits and what people don't like. And one of the things that I've seen was just like the portions for some of them were just like not accurate for the amount of people they're supposed to serve. So just making sure that, you know, people have enough, and then, you know, they can have leftovers, that's fine, but it's better for them to have sufficient
Right.
food. Yeah.
So, are you the only chef at Heaven's Kitchen, or is it a group of chefs that make Heaven's Kitchen and these recipes?
So I am not the only chef. We do have, right now there's primarily 2 chefs, so I'm one of 2. But we also have some plans to reach out to other prominent chefs of color. They may not have to be necessarily prominent, but talent that may be under the radar, but we know that New York City would love to have some authentic cuisine in whatever culture they represent. So for example, if you knew a great Haitian chef and we need that black rice, we need that griot, we need that pickles. Yes, I wouldn't necessarily, that's what I'm saying. And that's a whole other thing. And we want people from that culture to be like, yes, that's it. Nice. But to be proud and, I know that, we always deal with this kind of thing where we're not trying to give our client a 2-hour recipe.
Of course.
Because these kits have to be in some way convenient. So
how long it is, because honestly, if you're trying to cook authentic cuisines in some cultures, 2 hours could be just the rice.
Exactly.
So how long are the average recipes that Heaven's Kitchen carry?
30 to 60 minutes.
Oh.
And what we realized when we were deciding to do this concept, that's what I'm going to tell you. What we realized as we decided to do this concept is just culturally, the foods that Africans, Caribbeans were given to cook were not like the European cuts of food, because it's the way it works is that I wouldn't say necessarily always slaves, but we use the unwanted parts of the food. And those parts actually had to get cooked longer and be cooked differently to get the real flavor. So things like oxtail and the offal, which is like tripe and tripe, right? And all those parts, those were considered like rejected food. And so to actually make it edible and to kind of get the cheaper cuts of the food, we would take it and then season it and prepare it, and it'll end up being the most delicious food. So honestly, just naturally, it's not meant to be cooked quickly, because it's a tougher piece of meat or a different piece of meat than, let's say, just a thin chicken breast or something like that, right? So right now we're being very strategic and selecting recipes that we can play around with. However, we do have a category on our website, and we're developing more recipes there where if people want authentic African heritage or Caribbean heritage dishes, then they would see a note that this may take longer than the average 60-minute recipe time. And so people are still really excited about that, because you can't shortcut everything.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and if you want to learn, and if you want to really learn how to cook it, let's say, honestly, the world is becoming more multicultural and diverse, even within the family unit. And so there are a lot of, Africans marrying, Caucasians, or Asians marrying Caribbeans, and it's a lot of intermixing, which is beautiful. And when I used to do the cooking classes, girlfriends, fiancés, wives would come up to me I really need to learn how to cook.
Grace, I'm kind of upset at you today.
I'm sorry.
Because you didn't bring nothing for us to try, and as you talk about these amazing cuisines, my mouth is literally watering. For some
I was gonna let you finish because you're trying to shame me, so I was like, well,
your face that was like,
I know. No, but your time will soon come. No, yes. But we will. Honestly, we love having people try our food, and so I would love to.
I love trying food too.
I'm sure you do. So I would actually love to bring some and get your feedback.
Yes,
and
next taster, Makadrez.
Makadrez.
Invite.
Okay, got it. Sounds good. Sounds good.
So, when you coming into the company, how has it changed the dynamic on how the company operates? Because it seems like you came in with a whole, you already had everything set for you already. And they came in because they loved your work.
Yeah.
And they wanted you to add more flavor.
Right.
To what was going on in the pot already.
Right.
So I'm just curious to know, what did you add? What do you bring to the table at Heaven's Kitchen?
Well, I will tell you what, there's a good thing about building your own company, because you learn so much from doing that when someone or a team comes to you and say, hey, we need help to figure out how to navigate or how to build this up or how to market, you just kind of like, hey, I've done that. And so it's really interesting. And I found that I pulled a lot of what I've done for myself, and I was able to really like directly funnel it into this new company. They're like, how do you know how to do so many things? It's like, because I've had to do it. So I would say with marketing, with really just trying to understand our market's language, the psychology of the market we're trying to reach, what they need, what makes them nervous, because when it comes to e-commerce, like you really have to be very aware of the pulse.
Right. Because a lot of competition. A lot
of security concerns. And just even with this new social media landscape, just trying to figure out like, oh, how am I supposed to engage? What kind of people do I want to engage? How am I really competing with the existing companies out there? Do people really want African food? That's a major question, So it's been really exciting to kind of, one, pool the resources that I've developed over the years, to really dig my feet in deeper into the whole like African food culture scene and making it like more modernized. So for me, that's very exciting because, we hear a lot about like, STEM, and which is like science, technology, engineering and mathematics, and girls and women getting more involved in that way. And then you have the classic kind of just culinary, which is like, okay, like you guys are creatives, that's fine. And then you have the social media marketing angle. So there's so many business needs that really intersect, and I find it really exciting and challenging.
Sounds exciting.
And challenging.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So how long have you been a chef?
I've been a chef, I had a very varied path, but I went to culinary school in 2007.
Oh, wow, okay.
And I started catering after a layoff I was working in finance at the time, and I started catering after that layoff in 2010. Oh, and it's a little bit under the radar because it started after a layoff, so it wasn't really like, oh, I'm ready. It was more like, I'm gonna try this.
And obviously you're doing good because it's over 10 years and you're still doing it.
Yeah, just about 10 years. But it's a challenge, but it's a worthy challenge, and I love to get people's feedback. And it's like, oh my God, I never had anything like this before. I have a guy and a friend. Sorry, I have a guy, but he's Caucasian, but he's like, that food, every single time he has a chance to tell anyone, he was like, that was bar none the best food I ever had. And so it's just really exciting to expose people to how great African food could be.
Yes. And is it as spicy? Because I've had this is African restaurant in Brooklyn. Everybody knows about it. I believe the name of it is Amarachi. I may be saying it correctly. Yes. I had, let us know, Heaven's Kitchen, like, has it fully launched yet, or you guys are still in like the working up to the launch date?
We launched in March of 2018. So we recently launched. So we're just about 3 months in business.
Wow.
And it's been a good, it's been a steady climb, but we're still climbing, and we're kind of working out the kinks, and we're getting the quick feedback that we need. We do believe in failing fast in the sense of like, the quicker feedback, good or bad, the better you can be.
Oh, that's true.
So we're not afraid to put ourselves out there and be like, oh, fix that. But it's been a really exciting journey so far. And we're excited to take it national and be a true competitor in the marketplace.
So if anybody wants to subscribe to Heaven's Kitchen, where can they go?
So before I even mention that, well, I'm going to answer your question. I'm sorry. They can go to www.heavenskitchen1.com. That's www.heavenskitchen1.com. However, we also, in hearing the feedback of our customers, we are also doing like guest checkout. So you don't have to subscribe.
Oh, beautiful.
You can just try any meal of your choice, and you don't need to register. You just pay through PayPal. And it's really a simple process to get.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because the interesting thing is online retailers such as like Amazon, they're also getting into the meal kit business. And
Amazon.
Amazon is getting into every business. I'm surprised they're not into like real estate.
Okay.
But they are covering it all. And so we realize that our customers want flexibility. And they may not want a meal every week. They travel a lot. They dine out a lot with friends. So kind of that default subscription is not desirable in all cases. So we decided to have a really great a la carte option where they can pick the meals whenever they want it. However, subscribers do get a discounted price because of the repetition. So we do have
that one time a little bit more than what the
just
normal.
slightly, yeah.
Okay, my name is Andrea of Makadrez.com. I just sat with Grace Obdogbili, partner of the amazing food line subscription named Heaven's Kitchen.
Correct.
Definitely go to www.heavenskitchen1 if you want to try their amazing food, because even though she didn't bring nothing for me to try today.
You know what? The shade right now.
I am. My mouth is watering just to try something.
And I'm gonna send you a meal kit, and I would love your feedback on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll talk about it.
Okay, my name is Andrea of Makadrez.com. Definitely look out every Tuesday for new episodes and more new interviews with dope individuals like Miss Grace.
Thank you so much.
Please say it for me. Miss Grace
Odogbili.
Odogbili.
Good job. Good job. You tried.
All right, then. We'll speak to you next time.
Thank you.
En chantant des chansons, moi dessus.